Greetings and welcome to this week's Primed Insight. My name is Gavin Gooden. I'm a marketing director here at Blast One. This week we had a call from a customer with a problem. He was blasting inside a pen stock and his operators were working 1,500 feet away from their breathing air filter. The guys weren't getting enough air, so we thought this week we'd explain a few things that we know about breathing air and breathing air filters that we think are important to understand.
Manufacturers recognise 300 feet is the maximum recommended distance for breathing air supply hose. When exceeding this distance, use caution and have a knowledgeable supervisor test pressures to the operator's helmets for safety. The following insight is just a general workaround for situations where contractors are unable to comply with the manufacturer recommendation, but our suggestions may not be applicable or safe in all scenarios.
The first is the flow rate capacity of the filter. We would recommend drawing a flow rate through a breathing air filter no higher than 50 CFM. What this means is if you are using a standard flow control device, without cooling or heating your air, you could potentially run 6 guys off one breathing air filter. This is because each person, that's each operator, needs about 6 CFM to breathe effectively and easily. If you're using cool tubes, you need to allow 25 CFM per operator. This means blasting operators with cool tubes, which is a standard and common practice thing in the field, should never run more than 2 operators off a single breathing air filter. The second point is how to handle working at a long distance from the air supply. Typically, we'd always recommend running a 3/4 inch or 1 inch air hose to the breathing air filter, then a maximum of 100 to 200 feet of 3/8 or 10mm breathing air hose to the operator. However, if you're in a situation where you can't put the breathing air filter closer to where the operators are working, we'd recommend running a larger size breathing air hose for those long lengths. So in this example, we have 1,500 feet that we're dealing with. You need to ensure that you're using a food grade hose, like a 1 inch, 3/4 inch hose, which is food grade. It needs to be food grade because the guys won't have that breakdown of the lining, and they won't have any toxic smells or odors. As always, you should always refer to the manufacturer's guidelines for more information. Thanks for watching this week's Primed Insight. See you next week.